Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and once again it's review time, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers Power of the Primes, Dreadwind. Yeah, one half of the original Dreadwing is here in Power of the Primes, and guess what? He's a bit of an aerial bot retool. If you can't see it now, well, let's bring in G2 Skydive, who is the same mold. And yeah, you can tell the wingspan has increased a bit thanks to some retooling, but they are basically the same jet, at least for the most part. Need some further proof? Well, let's bring in some other repaints of that mold, being Windsweeper and Shatterscream. And for an aerial bot mold, there are a lot of Decepticons get a use out of it. As you can see, Dreadwind looks a little different than the others, but he is basically a retool of the Skydive mold. And that's not a bad thing because it is a very solid figure. I think the aerial bots turned out pretty good all in all, and while the molds have been kind of used to death, Dreadwind does wear it well, especially with the retooled parts to accommodate the combined form with his partner Blackwing, which has not been released yet. So yeah, all in all, I think this is a pretty good toy. Now, not much else to say. It's a jet. He's got the nice teal wings with big Decepticon sigils, a little bit of purple and gray at the back. And yes, you can tell it's a robot from the underside. And you got these nice intakes that look kind of like cannons. I like that. Now his accessories include a gun, simple blaster. It's not the same barrel that the other aerial bots had, but you can plug it on here or either of the wings. So we got that. And then you also got the prime armor, which actually is pretty useful for him because you can plug it onto his back, set it down, and replicate the Power Master gimmick of the old toy. Although not very well, honestly, because, well, it does look like it forms a nice jet booster. The booster goes right into his tail fins, which is not too good. Still, you can take a Prime Master like Liege Maximo and just plug him right in there. And yeah, he's powered up now. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, this may be a problem with the Prime Master itself. It doesn't stay in securely, so it's likely to fall out. Again, I think that's the Prime Master itself, but we'll get into that a little more later. In any case, I think it's time we transform this guy. So let's get to it. First, we're going to flip up the tail fins and move these wings back and lift them up. We'll lift the arms out, pull them forward, like so. They're on that same rotating hinge that Skydive has. And then we'll flip up these parts here for the legs, accordioning them out. The classic aerial bot transformation joint. And we'll pop it apart to form the legs. Stand him up. Flip this piece up. Flip this part back. And then turn the head. And we have Dreadwind in his robot mode. Oh, God. Oops. Sorry. Forgot that it was so low. But yeah, you just flip the head around. It was turned around, and yeah, he's in robot mode. So yes, robot mode actually looks really nice. I love the mix of teals, purples, and off-white. So that is really sweet looking. Now he does have a lot of exposed screw holes, but Hasbro did something smart, actually painting in some spots at silver to make them kind of part of the deco, which is unique, and I dig it. I dig it. I mean, the waist is actually painted silver, where the screw holes kind of in line with the screw holes, so it actually fits. And that was actually quite intelligent of Hasbro to do, because it makes those pin and screws a little less obvious. Now let's get a close-up of that head, and it's a very unique head sculpt. I do dig it. Got some yellow eyes, the mask look, and a nice Decepticon sigil on his chest, which the aerial bots could not do because of the plastic choices. But Dreadwind does it well. I'll admit that. And all in all, the deco is really solid. And it is a solid deco, and I think Hasbro did a good job. Now, for accessories, he does have that gun I mentioned, which will peg right into his hand. You can also put it on his forearm. He also has the prime armor, which he can hold as a gun, shield, or an armor piece, which you just flip down the Decepticon sigil, pop this in, and there you go, big ridiculous looking armor. And that is just too silly looking. I mean, seriously, what were they thinking with this one? I mean, it's a nice try to incorporate the hand for a gimmick, but it is still weird. Oh yeah, you can also take this little piece and use it as a tiny little pistol. And since it's not translucent, it kind of works. Because you do have 3 barrels right there. So, yeah, there's that. And of course, you can just slide the Prime Master into the armor to power him up, which is fun, I guess. Okay, but there is one more spot you can put this armor, and that's just because of the, you can put it right back in the peg on the back, which puts it right on his butt. Yeah, maybe a jet booster of sorts, but that's still an odd place to have a weapon, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the Prime Armor really works for him. But he is still a cool toy all the same. So let's get some more comparisons in. So we'll bring in G2 Skydive, Windsweeper, and Shatter Scream. And he does look quite different from the others in this robot mode, so that's good. That is really good. And I'm quite pleased with them. So I think they did a good job with this guy. And I can't wait to get his partner. But he does have a combined form, since he's a combiner, and they brought that back. So I guess we should transform him into his combined forms and see how they look. So we're going to start off with the arm mode, because that's going to be the easiest one to get to. Because honestly, this is basically transforming him back to the jet. So yeah, we're going to start off by just flipping the arms around like this. And in case you didn't see it, just do it like this. There's actually a peg right under his armpit for the shoulder to go into. We'll put the legs together. Flip these in. We can actually flip these down a little bit, not a whole lot, but this helps with weapons. And since he's going to be the left arm, we'll just pop him in like that. Take the hand, flip out the fingers, flip the thumbs in. Yes, he does have 2 thumbs on there. You can take one off easy enough, but it's not necessary really. Make sure everything is pegged in where it should be. And there's his arm mode. We'll back this up a little bit. Bring it up so we can bring in Mega Scream. Just zoom in just a tad to make sure we get that in. And I know we can't see Mega Scream's face because of the way this is, but bear with me. Put the arm in. It's not about Starscream anyway, it's about Dreadwind. And as you can see, he makes for a nice arm. Very bulky arm, very beefy. That piece doesn't want to go in all the way, but whatever. There we go. It looks good. It looks good. So, I'll take him out, Okay, now that you can actually see what I'm doing, let's try this again. So, to get him into leg mode, we take the fist out. Pretty much going back to jet mode for the most part. So, we just flip these back, put these back in place. That up. We can lift this up. And pop these in. Flip the peg up. Flip this around. Flip these down like so. Flip those in. Now you actually have the option to put these back where they were if you want. I'm going to leave them like that for now. In fact, I'll just, no, I can't wrap them around like I used to. So, just going to leave it like that. Then we're going to take the Starscream foot, which still has the Dinobot hand on the back. Pop that in. Bring in Mega Scream. And slide him onto the peg. And yes, he makes a very nice sturdy leg. Hooray. So we have a leg mode and it looks good. So we'll just back this up a little bit so you get the whole view. But anyway, Dreadwind is pretty good. I like the jet mode. I do like the arm mode. Leg mode's okay. Robot mode is wonderful. And I can't wait to see how he looks combined with Blackwing. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye out there, whatever you are.